Hey, this is MMD coming at you with tips for super golf on Roblox. Let's take a little stroll through the GrimGlow forest. This is one of the new custom maps that came out recently. It's a very cool looking map. As you can see, it's a little dark and it can be a problem. A lot of people complain about that with this map, but I think it's challenging and it's fun. And let's get going. So here we go. I like to keep things simple when I'm coming up with my strats. So, if I can come up with a strat that gets me to the hole in, 2 strokes every time consistently, I'm going to lean towards something like that over a hole-in-one strat that puts me out of bounds sometimes. There's just no reason to risk it. It's all about risk and reward. Another thing here too, you can see I'm using a wedge. Something to keep in mind about a wedge is think of it as a wall, just like this wall here, but it's a wall, and just imagine it going off in both directions, and it'll help you get a better idea of the right angles to take going into a wedge. So here we go. Boom. Okay. I wish I could speed the scoreboard up a little bit. Let's get to hole 2. There we go. All right. Now I muted the cheers because it gets really loud on the videos. Although I like playing with the cheers myself. A lot of people play with the cheers off. All right. So here's a good example of a hole where I'm picking an aim point really far away. So you can see I'm actually looking out over here in these trees and this branch up there. There's like a little tiny branch that I'm using to line up. And what you want to do, what I do, is I come up with a way to identify the center of the screen, right? So I know that this is my center screen, and you can do that a lot of ways. One of the things that I do sometimes is, and what I'm doing now is I use a rubber band, like a real thin rubber band. I throw it over. I use a phone to play on, so I put a rubber band on the thing right in the center, and I figure out what the exact center is, and now I can aim my center of my screen to where I want to go. So let's get our speed here. Now, the phone is a pain sometimes because whenever you lift up your finger, it tends to change the speed or the aim that you did, and you got to just keep doing it over and over then. So you'll see me sometimes sitting on a spot for a while. All right, so let's see what we do here. Boom. So and I didn't really talk about it there, but I'll get into a little bit more. But the reason you pick a distant target is, well, let's first talk about this hole. So this one here, I don't really have a target. I just kind of tick it off to the left just a little bit. And this one I go 80, and that tends to throw me actually over the hole, hit the rock in the back, and pop me back to the hole. Let's see what happens here. This one is not super consistent, but as long as I get it 2, I'm happy. And this is the same thing I was talking about or alluding to a little bit ago. Is that going to get in? So that's a great example. I have a hole-in-one strat there, as you can see, but it's not consistent. Usually I'll get a 2, and that's fine. And I would pick that strategy over another strategy someone might have where it can go in hole-in-one, maybe in a dunk or something, right? But if you miss it, it bounces out or goes behind, potentially behind a tombstone or something like that, and you end up getting 3, 4, whatever. I'll go with the strat that's got less chance to get the hole-in-one, but maybe will more, but always leaves me in a position to put the ball in the hole in the next shot. And that's consistency is king in super golf. As far as winning, right? You being consistent every hole. You don't do anything too bad on any particular hole. You'll end up winning most games that way without getting a bunch of hole-in-ones. All right. Here you can see GrimGlow does a lot of stuff with wind. So you got to learn how to use the wind. Learn how the faster you hit the ball, the less it's going to impact the direction of the ball. Slower, obviously, the more. And then here's a great example of a very similar phenomenon, I guess, is hills, like ramps, right? When you're going up a ramp, if you're going up a ramp at a slant, gravity, the physics models use gravity. It's going to pull you towards gravity, which is going to make your ball curve back down towards the hill. So if I aim directly at this flag like this, what's going to happen is I'm going to end up going like this, and it's going to drag me off the side. I'm going to end up going over here, right? If I want to get that flag, I want to aim somewhere over here, because I know it's going to take me and it's going to turn me towards the flag. And the real tricky thing that not a lot of people understand is, let me just get my speed. A lot of things that people don't understand, stupid phone, there we go, is that the straighter you are going up the hill, the straighter you are, the less it's going to impact. So this is going to go straight up the hill. This here is only going to turn just a little bit, right? But if I start going out for here, it's going to start turning more and more. So you have to understand that when you're trying to figure out your aim point. So here, I'm going to go up here, let's see. Right about there. That should turn me right about into here and get me right to the hole. Let's check it out. Boom. Okay, I figure I'll pause it during the scoreboard, so you guys don't have to just sit there and stare at the scoreboard like I do. All right, this is one of my noisier balls or outfits, and it's called the Annoya outfit because it's every single annoying item I could think of packed into a single ball. And yeah, I love it. Some people hate it. That's okay. All right, so this one's a tricky hole. You gotta time that. This thing here. Let's see if I can do it. Alright, the one's gonna push me over the side. Now they really nerfed this hole. I liked it when it was more difficult. They made this hole a lot easier. They changed the way the spinners spin in directions. But, not too bad. All right, what hole are we on now? Hole, dang, going fast. Hole 6. All right, this one here, kind of cool. Just got to find the right speed, honestly. And what you're trying to do is you want to go, and you'll see this. You want to go up and around and hit this wedge hard enough that it brings you down. And you'll see as I do this, but you don't want to go out of the course. So you got to find just the right speed. Let's see if this works. Go up the hill, hit that wedge, come down, hit this wedge, and hopefully go down. There we go. And what that does is lets me take an angle to get pretty close to the hole here. So you notice this ball's got, I missed it. We're going to redo it because I want you guys to see an actual decent shot. So I just need to do a little further over. All right, and that sets me up right here. And what I was going to say is this ball is kind of cool because you notice the arms. Those are strong arms. This is something that Knowsley did a little while back when I guess there was a convention. And they gave out, they had a very limited number of codes, one-use codes. And I think they were going to give them out to people that attended the convention, but I think with all the COVID stuff, they didn't end up getting to do that. And so they gave out the codes to a few people. I was experiencing a real difficult issue with my phone. Here, let me go ahead and make this shot. And again, this is going off the wedge. So I just, figure out, and you just figure this stuff out. You go to private server. Here's a great point. You go to the private server and you figure out your shots. But the key here is to try to get to the same spot every time. Like, you saw me do that shot there. I know that was going to leave me. It was going to leave me in this area here. And I know from practicing the private server that if I do this shot and aim at this little light right here, right in the center, boom, I'm going to go into the hole. And that's a lot of what this game is just making sure you're putting yourself in the same position, a position that you've tested and practiced over and over again. All right, so going back to the strong arms. Ooh, and I got them again. Oh, by the way, I've got like 18 outfits that are shuffled randomly, so I never know which one of them is going to come up. But yeah, the strong arms. So I was having a problem with the Canyon and Temple, where for whatever reason my phone was just crashing every time I tried to run those, and they had no idea. Nosney had no idea what was going on, and I think that based on me actually just hitting the 10,000 win mark, they gave me the strong arm code. And everybody asks me about it, whatnot, but it's a code. I can't give out the code because the code doesn't work anymore, and there's only a few of them, so it's pretty cool to have. All right, so here I'm aiming out. I'm looking at this really distant little piece here where it slants up. This is a timing hole. You've got to look at that little spinner, and you want to get it out kind of in front of that. I messed up. I'm talking here. Let's see if I can do a better job. Nope. Come on. My timing. Okay, I gotta just do a little sooner. Boom. All right, let's do a little. There we go. When I'm not talking away, I can focus a little better. But you see the idea there? And then I'm just going to put that into the. Oh, that's probably a little fast. There we go. All right. Ooh, this hole is kind of an interesting hole. Tricky. What I like to do here is I'm going to go zoom in so I can see what the heck I'm looking at. I'm going to aim at this tree back here. Just blast it, hope it gets up and around. It did. Fantastic. All right. Now we're good. There's no real trick that I found for this hole. You just got to kind of slog through it. There is one trick you could try, but I don't think it's worth the effort. Is you could try to find yourself down over here closer to this wall and try to shoot up this ramp up over here, or closer to that. But it's just the risk is not worth the reward at all. See, so I'm aiming at a little tree branch way out there, a little tree stem out there. And just going to keep it simple. Boom. Oop. So here we didn't work out. Let's see, where did we get left? So this is where you start learning about Super Golf physics is good. I'm going to come off this hill. I'm going to probably go over here, which is not going to be good. I don't really know what to do with this. Let's take a chance. See what happens. Look at that. Nice. And then we can go just drop it in here. I got kind of lucky with that. Cool. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, love when that happens. Oh yeah. Okay, so I remember what this hole does. All right, so we're just gonna go up. This hole causes a lot of people problems, but it's actually a really easy hole. So you're just going to use that wedge here, go down here, the right side of the wedge, and you'll kind of come up over this little plank, and it'll actually, if you got enough speed, you'll hit the wedge, and you'll actually be set up to go in the hole in the next shot. So it's just a 2-shot hole. See, boom. Look at that. Oops. What the heck? I can't go the right direction. All right. And so this one here, this next shot's pretty darn easy. Just going to aim just right at the edge of that wedge down there. All right. And you notice I'm not really giving out speeds too much because I don't like doing that. I like you guys to figure out how fast and I'm actually giving more on the aims than I usually do as well, but why not? Okay, it's not supposed to do that. Let's try this again. Me talking away. There we go. Sometimes you got to aim a little further this way. There we go. That's what it's supposed to do. So when I'm talking on these videos, I'm not paying as much attention as I should. Hope you guys understand. Like I said, there's little trolley as well. All right, so this one here is this one actually is a trolley hole. I don't like this one so much, but it's all right. So I'm just going to aim at the corner down there. The idea is I want to end up right. That's close enough. I wanted to end up somewhere in this area right over here, so that I can get around this little barrier and be set up for the next shot. Let's go that one. Let's see how that works. See, it came off the wall. So let's talk about walls. Walls can be very inconsistent, especially curved walls. Curved walls suck, to be honest. I'm gonna have to move over, take a shot. And here's another good thing: take an extra shot if you need it. I mean, it's one strike. I see people trying to make some stupid, impossible shot over and over and over again, and they waste like 7 shots, 6 shots, whatever. Take one shot, move it over if you need to. Get yourself in a position that you know you're gonna be able to take the next shot. All right. So what I was talking about with walls. Let me just get my. That's good. So walls, even straight walls, there are little imperfections in all the walls, and sometimes you're going to get these weird bounces. They tend to be in the exact same spot, so if you find one, know where it is and don't hit that spot. Curved walls are really difficult because you can't. It's really hard to predict what they're going to do. But the thing I wanted to mention, and I've mentioned this in other videos, is there's a tendency in Super Golf, the physics, the way they set this up, to correct every bounce slightly towards perpendicular, which means if this was, say, this went on and it didn't have this other stuff in the way, and I shot here, it wouldn't continue doing the same angle. Every time it hits the wall, it's going to correct the angle it comes off slightly perpendicular. And so you probably noticed this, where you can hit it at 100 like this, and then maybe right here, it's just going back and forth, straight. Something to keep in mind, right? When you're trying to figure out your angle, it's not going to come off in exactly the same angle. It's going to come off on, slightly less of an angle. So again, not a big deal, but something to keep in mind, and it's helped me in a lot of shots. So let's go ahead and take our next shot here. All right. Not bad. Cool. All right, this one here is, when this first came out, this map, it was I think a par 5. So they changed it recently, thank God, because it was a hard to even get par on this hole. This hole is not easy. And par 6, I think, is even a little bit tough for it. You're going to come around that corner and try to get up here, like I said, it's not easy. That shot's not an easy shot. Nor is this shot. So now you're going to want to get up somewhere over here. Let's see how this goes. Just barely. All right. And then from here, now, this is something you just got to kind of learn how the walls work. I figured out if I get on that first slant part, it's going to hug the wall, which is what you want. So I'm going to go like an 80. See how it hugs the wall? That's what you want. Go back to that place. There we go. All right, and then the straight shot. I like straight shots. Those are pretty easy. But that's not easy. I mean, I get birdie here a lot because that's a hard eagle. All right, now this whole video, this is the best tip you can get out of this whole video, honestly. This one is sweet. So what I'm going to do is hang on a second. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to aim at the base of this tree here. And like I said, I'll let you guys figure out speed. But you get the right speed. And this thing sets you up for a falcon. Let's see if this works. Look at that. Nice. All right. We take our next shot. and we're going to just go right for the hole. And if it goes in, which it very well might, you got a falcon. As long as it leaves me in a good spot for my... So close. But like I said, look at this. I've got this for an ostrich. Boom. All right, what do we got here? So this is another hole they nerfed. I was kind of bummed. It was tough before, and now it's all the danger of it's been kind of removed, unfortunately. The spinner was going faster before. I think that's really the big thing, is the spinner was going a lot faster before, and it would throw you all different ways, which made this other shell a little tougher. And they also, I think it was a par 4 at first, and then they moved it to a par 5. No big deal. All right, so let's just go ahead and get ourselves set up for the next shot. And I think unless anybody that plays this knows this hole, it's not too difficult. Just get up there. Thing is, if you aim right at the hole going up there, what tends to happen is you hit the lip of the hole and you actually bounce out. So you gotta be careful going for it. You can go for it. I've made it a few times, but it's a shot. Okay, here's another gem of this video for this GrimGlow course. I don't know that anybody's doing this yet. Maybe they are, but I don't think so. And this kind of just highlights getting to the private server, hit the ball around a little bit, look around. I was thinking, because this hole goes, I don't know if you look down here, it goes down here, it goes all the way down here, comes around here. I mean, there's a lot going on here, and the hole is way down here. And I thought, wait a second, is there a possibility of getting to the hole down there? And after a while, a little bit of practice and testing, I was able to figure out how to do it. So first thing first, you have to get to a consistent spot so you can come up with the speed you need for the second shots. So I figured out how to get, if I can do this. Why is it giving me a hard time? There we go. Oh no, almost. Sorry, like I said, this can sometimes be the... There we go. All right, so I've got my speed set. I think I had my aim already set. There's a little, there's a little tree. It's really hard to see in here. You can aim right at that. And this is where I want to be, right there. And now the hole is down there. That's the hole way down there. Like I said, this thing goes down here. It goes around here. It's like, I think it goes like boom, 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 all the way to the hole. But I was like, well, can I just get to the hole from here? And you can't hit 100. Won't get there. But if you hit just the right speed, you can hit the lip here and bounce to the hole. Go, 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 go. Typically, I went over a little too far to the left. Again, talking too much. But typically it goes in from there pretty easily and you'll get yourself an ostrich. That's a cool little shortcut. All right, this hole. This hole is another long pain in the butt hole. Goes up around here, down around here. A couple spinners, and what is it? It's par 8. All right, let's reset. All right, just hit it 100. Don't even turn anything. Let the wind push you over here. You'll end up down over here. And then this is where it can get tricky. You gotta look at kind of where you end up. Remember, the faster you go, the less the wind will affect you, the slower you go. So, you know, if you want to get up this big hill here, you're obviously gonna go fast. So don't expect the wind to really affect you too much. The trick here is, let's see what we're doing. The trick here is there's a wall up here at the top, and if you're going too fast, you're going to find yourself right back down there. So you've got to get somewhere at the end of this wedge at a speed that's not going to pop you back. And if you get lucky with an angle, you can end up like this, which is where I'm at, which is perfect. I'll just go like that. I'll just do it like, I don't know, what, 56, what the heck. Boom, gets me right where I want to be. And these two shots are pretty straightforward and easy, right? You just be careful, this little center spot you don't want to hit there. That's out of bounds. So I'm just going to go 100. That was weird. That was one of those weird, it's not supposed to stop like that. It's supposed to go up the hill and come back. I probably a little further back than I'm used to. You see, this is kind of speaks to what I was talking about. You want to end up where you expect, so you know how fast to go. I'm just going to go ahead and use my normal speed. I think I'm close enough to where I need to be. Boom. Let's see, back and forth, come back off there. That was cool. Look at this. This map is really, get rid of that. This map is cool, isn't it? All right. This is a kind of a fun one. I think a lot of people have finally figured out the trick here. They nerfed this one big time too. Again, I spend time trying to figure out these things, and then they go and nerf them, and I get bummed. So it's a lot easier now. This hole's a lot easier now. Come on, give me my speed. Like I said, it's annoying. All right. So we just want to set up here. There's some stuff you can try here, but it's all kind of inconsistent. There's no reason to do it. You can get yourself set up for 3 shots, right? That was 1 shot. So hopefully this works. Probably should work this strategy out a little bit better. I'm playing with the speed here, trying to get my speed, the right speed, without my phone messing me up. Thank you. All right, let's see. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you come off of these. Now, I think this wedge here was shorter before, and they had another wedge here that would end up popping you over here, and you'd have to waste an additional shot. That's why I said they nerfed it. Now they took that wedge out, so you can end up being right where you need to be. And there's your hole up there. So what we're going to do, of course, is going to take a little shortcut. They give us a ramp. Let's do it. All right, now remember what I said about this. You go up these ramps, it's going to push you here. So go in this angle, it's going to come out over here, and you're going to be over here, right? So just got to figure out where do I want to land, kind of figure out. And again, your curve's going to be more the more slanted you are on that thing. I think I'm going to be okay here. Let's see. I could end up getting stuck up here on the ledge up there, but let's see what happens. Oh, that was a bad shot. So I need to bring it a little closer here. There we go. Now you know why I don't talk all the time during the games. Chatting on the phone's hard. Typing on the phone, I mean. And as you can see, when I'm talking, I don't play the best. But let's see what we got here. All right. This one here is another good gem you guys can take from this. This first shot's all about the same thing I've been talking about, getting myself to the same spot every time. I know if I get right in this area here, I have a shot that's going to get me set up for the next shot to go in the hole. Okay, so that's all this, the point of this is to get me to that same spot every time or close to it. So that's right where I pointed, right? Next shot, I have an aim point that I use and a speed. It's going to get me set up for the last shot. Boom. So now I've got an angle. This is actually not perfect, but it's close enough, I think. So I've got a shot. There's the hole right up in here. There's a little wedge right there. It's hard to see. Like I said, this is dark and it helps to play, but there's a wedge. You don't want to go in too far this side because it's going to put you down low and you're going to be here. And there's actually a little opening where you can find yourself rolling out. So you want to make sure you stay up top of that, but you don't want to go too far because then you'll be stuck up the top here. So let's see how this works. Boom. Get in the hole. All right, now we're on the last hole of GrimGlow. Let's see what we can do here. So it's appropriate we end up with there we go. So this again, same thing. I know that I want to get myself over here so I can take the next shot that get me potentially in the hole. So I've got a speed. I've got a, actually I don't even touch the aim. I just go straight. That speed gets me in pretty much the same spot every time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get the corner of this right there. I'm not going to get all the way there, but I'm looking to bounce here and then bounce over there and then hit these wedges, potentially get in the hole. All right. Hit it 100. Ah, missed it. I'm gonna do it again. Maybe I just need to go a little bit further. Let's try it again. There we go. Now I didn't hit the wedge right. This happens a lot, but this is fine. This is where I normally will end up, and I'll just do a shot off the wall. Let's see. This angle is kind of tough, but we'll see if I can get there. Yes. All right, that's GrimGlow. Cool map. Little dark, but as you saw, challenging. I don't usually get in the 50s and 60s. Usually with most maps, I'm in 20s and 30s. But I enjoy the challenge. I hope this was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will put out some more videos, I think a little bit more often. Yeah, I will see you out in the greens.